Good morning, everybody. It's me, TONIK TZW, and I'm here in the Tier 5, quite a rare premium destroyer, the Shinonome. And I'm going to give a shout out to Rockstabber, who is out there in the Discord community, who pinged me after this game to give me a GG. And you'll see why when we get to the results on this one. We're on Ring. It's capture the base. And you are going to see some of the dumbest and one of the cleverest moves that I've seen in a single match. And to say that this was going to be an absolute hard carry is an understatement. I was sure that looking at the way the match progressed, that this was going to be a solid win for Blue Team, but Blue Team proved me wrong. Now I know I'm on Blue Team, and so the defeat may be partially to blame on me, but I don't think that's the case. And again, when we get to the results, you'll see why I feel that is the case. Now it is a Tier 5 carrier in the match, and it is Rockstabber who is in that carrier for Red Team. And I'm looking down. I know that I've got the carrier on my side to start. And Red Team are going to open the scoring with an absolutely beautiful shot from this Warspite. Because what our cruiser thought it was doing, sailing straight in and broadside to a Warspite, I do not know. But he goes out for, I think it was a Dev Strike and First Blood. So he is gone. That is one of two ships that spawned across here with me, has disappeared off the map. Now the carrier is on my side. And I'm not sure whether or not our carrier knows that you can use the mini-map to move your carrier while you were flying planes around. It certainly doesn't seem like the case, because looking at the big red danger signs that are heading our way, I would have started moving very, very early in this game, because it is going to be a hard push up this side of the map by Red Team. And if you look across to the opposite side of the map, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ships. 5 ships at least heading in that direction. So the bulk of Blue Team is pushing hard on the left, while the bulk of Red Team is pushing hard on the right. Now there is actually very little there opposing those guys pushing down on the left, but they just seem so overly cautious because the Red Team destroyer that's out there is a kamikaze. And we all know that the kamikaze is a nasty piece of kit if it's in the right hands. I've got quite a good number of kamikaze videos out there, and a significant number of them are Kraken videos. It can be an absolute beast played properly. But they do have a destroyer with them. The kamikaze does get itself spotted. Now, if anything, every single gun, and there are 2 cruisers out there, should be trained on that kamikaze and absolutely whopping it off the map. But he just appears to survive for far too long. Those 2 cruisers should be slamming him with every single salvo they've got, because getting rid of that kamikaze is the key to opening up that side of the map. He is gone. They have absolutely no excuse now not to be turning in and pushing hard for Red Cap. I am playing a very defensive game here. And the title, or one of the titles of the front screen is "It's okay to run away." And it is okay to run away. This is what I would call a fighting retreat. I'm trying to stay a safe distance from the cruisers who I know have sonar. I'm also trying to stay out of detection from the red team destroyer, which is a T-61. Now, depending on which commanders that T-61 is running, I run Blue Ferrora on my German destroyers, which gives me a very rapid torpedo reload, but also that T-61 can completely outgun me, especially when he's backed up with an Aoba, I think it's a Leander, and the Warspite. And if I get spotted by any of these, the chances are the carrier is going to be on me like a tramp on chips. And my life is going to get very miserable very quickly. Now, this is what I was saying about the CV not moving. That destroyer is closing it down at a rapid rate of knots. He has got 3 ships focused on him, and yet he is still in the same place as he started in the game. And losing your carrier, we're not even halfway through the game yet. We're barely 6 minutes into the game. But there we go, Ark Royal has gone. Is this one of those people that has just coughed up the cash and bought the Ark Royal without any real idea on how to play carriers? I don't know. What I do know is that Rockstabber certainly knows how to play his carrier, and he is all over the map harassing our team. You'll see that we're literally almost on to red cap, but red team have pushed on to our cap. They have quite a reasonable lead. It is 6 ships plays 5. I am literally sailing round, limit of detection, trying to do what I can to keep this reset. My entire objective through this part of the match is to keep things spotted, to keep this cap reset, and to give the rest of blue team the opportunity to get onto red cap, because the more ships they have on cap, the quicker that cap will turn, and we should be able to quite easily take a win for this one, as long as I can stay undetected and keep this reset. But in between torpedo reloads, those capture points are ticking up, so I have to resort to using my guns. I'm looking for fires, I'm looking for torpedo hits, and what I will do is I will rotate my shots around the ships that are in the capture point, because each ship accumulates capture points, and you can't keep resetting the same ship time and time and time again, because the other ships will be accumulating more capture points than the single ship that you're focused on. So the T-61 is obviously in smoke on the cap. The Leander has just popped his smoke on the cap. The Warspite is pushing in towards the cap, and I've just seen that the carrier is also heading up this side of the map. We do have 2 ships on cap, and it is starting to turn in our favour. And I think Rockstabber has the same idea as I do here. He wants to keep red team reset on, he wants to keep red team's cap reset by hitting our ships, while I'm trying to do the same at this end. And it's going to come down to whoever has ships that survive. And sadly, this is where we are going to see some absolutely terrible mistakes from the ships that push down that the left flank. There is I think it's a Jaguar on blue team down there on red team's cap, and there's also an Aoba. So between the 2 of them, they should be able to sail around in circles, twist and turn, try to avoid the bombs and avoid the torpedoes, and between them accumulate enough points to take red team's cap. With that kill of the New Mexico, who is the only ship that turned around to basically try and give me some help, red team have a 200 point advantage. But I dev strike the Leander, who comes sailing out of his smokescreen straight into the torpedoes that were meant for the Warspite, and we kind of pull it back a bit, but you know, it's It's a game of two halves still. It isn't one, it is 3v3. I am trying to do my best to keep this cap reset. You know, we have two ships on, we're almost 3/4 of the way around. But we're going to have some potato moments. Not my potato moments, because the Aoba, instead of staying on cap for that last, 30 seconds, he's going to sail off it. He's going to sail off it and come back in this direction. And the Warspite is going to slap him. There's a great big island for them there to hide behind. And he sails off it. But luckily, the Jaguar appears to have the majority of the capture points. And it is getting so close to being a win for us. All I have to do is keep resetting these guys. I know I'm putting myself at risk. I've got the Destroyer, the Warspite, and the Carrier out there. Rockstabber is still hounding that Jaguar. He's just got to keep moving. He has lost some of the cap points, but I'm going to move back in and do what I can to do the same against Red Team on our cap. Warspite's in range. I think the Carrier is about to be in range too. But the damn Jaguar, for whatever reason, in his small potato mind, decides that instead of waiting 20, 30 seconds maximum to take that capture point, he decides he's going to sail back out of the cap, completely throwing away the advantage that we had towards capturing the base. And now Rockstabber knows that he is low health. He's kind of got himself pinned in the middle of the islands. We get a hit on the Warspite, pick up a high caliber, so that's 30% of the overall hit points of Red Team taken down by me. The Furious is in the cap, taking points. The other Destroyer is still heading back this way, and I'm like, why the hell did you just not sit tight? Now Rockstabber, he wanted some cap points. He pays the price and takes 3 torpedoes. That leaves the T-61 in the middle of cap. Now I know he can outgun me. I know that he's got some, pretty decent torpedoes on him. The question is he going to be a dope in a smoke and sit in that smoke screen? He's still on the capture point. I'm putting my torpedoes through the smoke, hoping I can catch him. But in his last desperate gasp with his airplanes, Rockstabber kills the other Destroyer and puts it down to a one-on-one. There's a spotter plane up above our cap. This T-61 is going to know where I am as soon as I try to contest, because to win this I have to kill him. This guy is going to make the smartest move of this game. He is not going to sit and wait for me to find him. He knows that they have a points lead. He knows that there is a minute 45 left on the clock. I can't chase him. I'm not fast enough. I can't outgun him. For me to detect him means that I'm going to have to literally get right on top of him. And with this much time left in the game, it isn't sufficient. He's out of torpedo range. He's running away. I know he's literally going ahead, down the map, turn left around that island, and if anything, he'd probably sit there and wait to ambush me. But there's not enough time to get out there. So what we've seen here is, two teams push hard one flank. I have played an absolutely solid defense of our cap. I want to say it all like single-handedly, but it was almost single-handedly, because I did have some help from our carrier until such time as he got himself nuked off the map. The rest of blue team, who only had to sit on that capture point, for 20 seconds, for whatever reason, threw this game away by coming off the capture point and getting themselves killed. They were in a perfect position to seal the deal for blue team while I continued to hold the defense on this cap. And even though I am chasing this T61 down, I know I'm not going to catch him. There are literally 10 seconds left on the clock. They are 85 points ahead. I've got 3 kills, a high cal and a dev strike. I really feel like I've done my work on this one. So as we flip across to the results, we see that, you know, I don't think there's much more that I really could have done in this game, and hitting to the team sheets 2,196 base XP, that would have been a 3,300 base XP game had we managed to take the win, and 2,196 on a loss against the Warspite with 2,250, who had a 50% XP bonus for the win. So literally 54 points from actually beating everybody on the winning team. So I hope you've enjoyed that one. As it shows, there is a right time to run away, and that T61 knew when that time was. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Please do hang around, click on one of these links and watch a few more. Until next time, take care and goodbye.